Alright. Oh, um, things that. Alright. We're gonna do something fun today. If you call it fun, it might not. It might actually not. But we're gonna unlock Black Mage. That's right. Pretty much the infamous hardest quest in the game. Lands. Oh. I'm. Oh, adventurer, will you join our guild, or do you presume to Lord Earth? Oh! I guess I talked to them at one point and then realized a wise decision to prepare initiation. I would have you study the volume, fundamental, all 108 of them. Or at least I would if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent for too fresh knowledge, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guild masters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kobai, Master Kokobago, I believe. I'm sorry, do you not know the name of the guildmaster that you're a part of? You're representing? You're a receptionist. You should know this beyond all. A lot of people are here. Oh, what? Oh, that's teeth, man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a trauma mage? Pathetics. He's Coco Bigo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, please. There's like the 307. You can recite the 307 verses of the fundamental rights of the Richard has fallen, but the simple task of keeping our names straight seems beyond her grasp. Oh, they're talking about the receptionist. Well, I, for one, find the confusion endlessly entertaining. I apologize, good sir. My merriment meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling, Koko Buki, with whom you should speak. What's this? What's this? Thou has led us a new variant. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Huki the eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest of the 5 masters of the Thummerge Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succulent understanding of our beloved art. Thus, I would have your fullest attention. The will of Thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceed the destructive capability of any form of arcane manipulation. You sure about that? Because I've seen some crazy stuff. Fire, lightning, blizzards. On this, the followers calls upon an expensive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all matter of adversaries. Well, at least they don't shy away from the reality that yeah, we blow stuff up. We blow everything. We blow up people. Open your mind to our sorceress teachings, and you too will soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets. For advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trial. I ask you now, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? I've done it before. As a Dark Knight, confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, Ronald. Let us mark your initiation with 3 practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be an addition to your hunting log, the names of such enemies that prove suitable for your training. The second and third gifts are Scepter and Shield, instruments you shall need to focus the destructive force of your will. He's kind of dressed like an Asian. Did you not believe your initiation over, my dear disciple? We have only just begun. Take your new weapons in hand, and I shall set forth upon your first trial. Yay! And now I'm a mage. A thaumaturge. A thaumaturge. Yes. Whether it's yeah, the reason we want to pretty much wow, so I don't think I have outfits for it. I have a perfect outfit. Yeah, I don't have a real outfit for this one. Let's see what I got. No, not that. Oh, that's my, whatchamacallit. Yeah, that's my 300. Yeah, my Stormblood outfit for Astra. There was a time where Astra was like, I was obsessed with it. Now, whoops. We ain't got much to do right now. Where'd you go? Did everything work? Yeah, it looks like everything worked. My first scepter. The scepter, well, complements the desires for destructive power within your written upon your features. Now we should complete your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star mammoths, and snapping shrews inhabited this land in abundance. Exercise your sorcerer's might and slay 3 of each of these creatures. That's the usual. Test out your spells. Okay. Yeah, pretty much just test your spells out. Have fun. Alright, the main reason we're doing Black Mage, I'm unlocking and doing Black Mage is because, number one, they're gonna do massive changes to Black Mage, and we've always, me and a few others have always heard about, because of I haven't done Black Mage since Heaven's Ward, and that was just like the main storyline of Heaven's Ward, and then I started a new character years later. Like a year or two before Stormblood came. But we always heard rumors because of 80 about how really just how annoying it is to play it. Where is this, by the way? Like, the gates of Nod. Like, yeah, we heard rumor, like, I've heard stories about, like, Enochian mostly. And that's what we kind of want to look at. It's like... So we're gonna try to get this to 80 before the changes happen, because Enochian is gonna become a passive skill. Which means the whole thing will be easier. God, this is text. Oh, I forgot how spells work. Elemental Gauge. God, it's like right up in your ear. Astronomical or special status victory allows Thunderbirds to continuously deal devastating damage while so okay. Casting one of fire spell gives Thunder effective Astral Fire. Okay. The elemental gauge indicates whether you are under the influence of astral fire after casting a fire spell, or umbral ice after casting a blizzard spell. While under the influence of fire, all spells will proceed but require more HP. You will be okay. Well, first of all, let's move the. Let's do this. Shrink it a little bit. That'll work. Alright. So fire. More fire. Now if I'm right. Yeah. Oh, it's a monk! I missed it already. What? Come on. Oh, there's still... Where's snapping shrews at? Where is my mount at? I wish I had the broom. Make more sense. I might buy the broom. Where is it? Okay, you know what? It's Halloween. Let's go. Oh, yeah, I forgot this makes it so much easier. Like... Hold on. Die now. Oh wait, these are level 51. Oh. The guy just said God bless you, did he? Because I kind of miss healing, but at the same time, it's like I haven't done it in a long time, so it's like that. It's like I don't think I could ever do it again. I would have to I would have to relearn astrology again. That annoys me. See, the main reason also I want to take up this job is because I need a job to work on. Except no. It's because I need to get, I'm gonna be doing all the side quests now. This is the time. I'll probably come back here later on also to get that card. She's got cards on her. Great. You have the satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished his foes. Ronald, I formally welcome you to the Brotherhood of Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding thaumaturgy, an inequality the limits of which are bound by the levels of etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Ether, the very stuff of life, exists within all living creatures to a greater and lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thaumaturgical endurance. The wellspring of your magical might will also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, when next you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, this is when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more. AKA, come back at level 5. And that's what we're gonna do, actually. We're actually gonna go get level 5. I won't be using Palace of the Dead this stuff level, though. We'll do this all naturally, because if I go to 60, it's just gonna be like, what are... Oh yeah, what does transpose do? We know what these do. I'd like to double check. Okay. Swap Astro for a single Umbra or Umbra? Okay, so it does opposites, okay. Supposed to do... For now, I'm supposed to just cast Fire until my MP goes out, and then switch to Ice. Don't forget, we have our Chocobo, who can also help us. It's like I'm playing I feel like I'm playing from the beginning all over again by doing this, but... Ah! Higher level enemies. I'm at level 4. That is it. Get him. It's kind of crazy that your Chocobo reflects whatever level you are. So I could just boost up to 80, turn into my like monk and be at level 80 and then be like, whoops. MP! Need that MP! It's going to take me a moment to get used to this. It's been a long time since I even touched Mage, and they've done a lot of changes to it also. So, there's a lot of changes happening here. Dun, dun. Wait, we're level 5 now. Let's see if we got. No, I ain't got no game. I'm gonna touch going. Once we get to 15, that's when we'll begin using side quests as a way to level and like work on things, because 15 is the big. 15 is the one that where I think I stopped on most quest lines. The threat of intimacy. Oh my. Draw you further into the your bulging power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell, another trial you must have. From this day forth, your task and challenge should be shaped by the teachings found within Thaumaturgy, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned Thaumaturge Zuzu Maya. My brothers, who have not once tested the bitter drought of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. What shall you learn about the threats with which a practitioner of our art must contend? The first chapter, the threat of intimacy, falls within Kokobago's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you the wisdom to be uncovered therein. What? Ah! I've been expecting you. Allow me to read to you the pertinent passages from the opening chapters. Oh, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched, not by fist or sword or spear. Got a point. I mean, after all, Black Mage is top tier. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome by each closing step. Fists shatter bones, blades slice flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat, and stand you apart from such men. Oh, that last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. In less than an hour, it should be at least keep your distance from your foes. Yeah, we know that. Apart from the agony of being hit or stabbed or worse, you'll have a double of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flaring his weapons at your person. Thus, the wise thaumaturge always strikes from afar. The further, the better. Now let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the silver brazier. Next, simply draw back a couple of distance and wait for a vulture to swoop in to feed. That's when you have ambushed the nasty creature in a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous slice of vulture meat. Or Fafafano? He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to a shop, so long as he's properly compensated. Yes, Ronald, we pay him in sorcery-blasted bird flesh. Wow. This went from 0 to 100 really fast. We're just gonna fling spells in a minute inside near a shop. Okay. Uh, oh, it's there, okay. Oh, it's this way. Ow. Ew. Oh, wait. You're the shop. What are you selling? Oh, gladiator stuff. Interesting. I don't when I get the 10, I'll suit up my gear for something better. I also have to look for an outfit. And I want to see also how much the how much is the broom. Because I want the broom. I didn't get a chance to do the broom mount. Sadly. The Halloween event on Ron, I never got a chance. Because that event, I think, came out before I even thought about making Ron. So I missed the chance to get that out. Yeah, I should have used transpose. That's the idea of that. Oh, wow. I could have sworn transpose was like a much longer cooldown. Like super cool. I like the gauges. Before, back then, it was actually, they were considered status icons. Instead of, they were status icons instead of, the whole, the gauge that shows. There we go, level 6. Guess what? I'm here. I can, the fish aren't biting today, but tomorrow. There was always tomorrow. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the fee, then. Alright. Yeah, there's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, vomiters. Let me say Summerturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Hey, you're an alchemist. Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you out here to our brazier this fine afternoon? He slew himself a plump vulture. You'd be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. And that's not the sort of flesh I've a taste for, you understand? My brothers. Not again. Oh yeah, he's one of them. He's one of the brothers, but he deviated from, yeah, pretty much he deviated. What level are you? That's right. Why not? 7. There's some 5s. Okay, 11. Well, let's go back and do the... Because that means I can come back here. The See what I mean? I need to get these out of the way. Why did I run? I could just teleport. Oh, I should do that. I should. Which ones? I don't remember. Yeah, let's get our minion out. I'm thinking about it. That's him. There he is. I gotta think of an outfit for Thaumaturge. I'll have to dive deep into my well, I'll need a cloak. Yeah, like a hooded robe and hood, pure black. Aha! Welcome back, Ronald. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It truly is the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. It's one of the easier trials, if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelist, distressed by my deadly downpour. Wow. Range, we Thaumaturge excels at offense, but fail misery at defense. That's not true. I've seen some Thaumaturges and such take full-on attacks to just stand there. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for the knights. Honor is for knights and dead mages. That's not. Honor, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerer's destruction. And there he is. I knew he was gonna come. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide it from me, but for you, Bonnie. Or Basie. Or Boha. Uh-oh. What are you doing here? You promised you would teach me next. Aww. Ronald here was supposed to... No, I wasn't. That I abandoned my heart's desire. Why do you... For things, you know how delicate Bahigo is? Or is it you that's sensitive? That was Koko Busai, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's aesthetic levels are pitifully low. Even then, yet you build him up? We thought we had convinced him to say Fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. His determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he could expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. Oh. I thought it was a brother that was like, yeah, I don't like thaumaturge because it does stuff to everything around a person, and it's like, oh, no, it's just, he's just mad because he can't be taught. Give me the robe. Yeah, the robe. Oh, look at that robe. Can you not die? Now we gotta be level 10. We're out. Time to go do a few side quests. Hey, I got my dot. God, I remember being yelled at all the time about thunder. And it's funny too, because we get yelled at thunder, but we hate it all at the same time. Yeah. Like, there are so many people that do not like thunder for some reason. They want thunder, all the thunder spells to be removed, but it's like, no, because thunder is one of the fundamentals of a black mage. Of a black mage. Now what you can do is keep thunder, but let it do something else. Maybe something bigger. I remember that I could have sworn though that thunder was actually a spell that was used to whatchamacallit? It helped with, like, if you can proc thunder, then thunder procs fire. To get a free fire spell, if I remember. Unless they got rid of that. Out of here. If I have time, I might actually push. If I have enough time before Endwalker, I might actually do Paladin also. Paladin and Warrior, because I've been told to do Warrior. Try it out. What do we got? Ticked off. Okay. Scorpion Crossing is worried about the condition of the chocobo. You there! Yes, you! An adventurer, are you not? You travel about Erosia, slaying beasts and finding treasure, that sort of thing? I'm in need of your help. I'm in need of help. I must travel to Horizon, where my cargo awaits, but my chocobo, Slugger, won't move an elm. I tried to have a closer look, but I saw a vile pair of antennae protruding from his feathers and lost my nerve. I love Sugar with all my heart. But bugs I cannot do. I fear he may have a parasite ladybug that's gorging itself on his blood. Check him for me, would you? If you find a ladybug dug in there somewhere, kill the damn thing. Aww. Ah! That it? Hi. Okay. Yes, thank you, and you've my thanks as well. I was sure as sunup it was a parasite lady or must have latched itself on somewhere along the road. How the bloody thing managed to stay concealed at that size is a complete mystery. In fact, I'm not even going to question it. I'd just like to move on and put it all behind me. If we don't keep our kokobos healthy, cargo won't be able to move over land. We owe these birds a great debt. I wish more folk would see that. Aww. I can't remember where it is. There we go. Okay, anyways. Nor rain nor heat, gloom of night. You've time to spare, don't you? Make yourself useful and help me find my missing crates. The manifest clearly states that 3 crates bound for the East Trading Company were included in the latest shipment of Mr. Bay, but I can't seem to find the bloody things. They ought to be around here somewhere, but I can't waste any more time looking. If you find the crates, bring them to me. Yep, there's one. See, these are things I should have did at the beginning of the game. Kind of sad. It's fine. I can use, like I said, I can use I can use this job to do them. So. Uh-huh. Bing! By the way, I think that's the Final Fantasy XIII sound of confirmation. Did you find my crates? Good job, friend. These will make the next wagon thing. The shipments never stop coming, day and night. Day in and day out. Just keeping track of everything is enough to give me migraines. Business is good, true, but what use is money if you haven't the time to spend it? I haven't down a pint with friends in weeks. Yes. I believe you can fly. Oswald is holding a letter addressed to someone at the place. Boxes, crates, barrels, lifting, moving, stacking. There's no end to it. I'm tired. So tired. Hey, friend. You're a hard-working stranger of kindness, would you? See this letter safe to Kipu at the Silver Browser? I'd call on her myself, but I haven't had time, and I doubt these fluey legs could carry me there, even if I did. I'd like to send her something nice along with it. Could I trouble you to scrounge up, say, 5 hammer beak veil feathers? God knows you can find the beast around here easy enough. Kikipu, a dear friend. He called the Silver Browser home for far too long. There's been rumors of the place of late. I just like to make sure she's well, is all. Alright. I'll grab this one too while I'm here. A dab will do ya. Good for all, or all. And let's place up. Oh, no. This can't be happening. There's no time to send for more. And no, you there. Please, you must help me. Go kill as many cactuar as you must to gather 4 bottles of their blood. I don't care if you have to hunt the little green bastards to extinction. Please, there's no time to explain. Just know that my very life hangs in a balance. For the love of gods. Right. The gods! I'm gonna have to turn on experience 10% or something with the guild. I mean, my FC. Do transpose, then you do this. Then you get your MP back. Oh. Have you bought the catapult on fire? Show me. Ah, you saved my hide, friend. Just stopped. Give my cargo a check on the way to Uda and saw that all my bottles of rising skin tone were as empty as the Garlean promise. Looks as though the lids shook off in transit and the whole load spilled right out. But I refuse to have said that good Trum failed to make good on her delivery. Hector blood is supposed to help keep the skin supple. I'll just use what you bought to fill the empty bottles and all those lovely old ladies on the lines. Oh, don't worry about getting found out. How skin tonic is still rare fine. All the more so far south. I'd venture none in Udall would even know if from an Abru of their own. Oh god. In other words, they won't be able to tell the difference. They won't know what they're getting. Smart. But also dangerous, because they could be bad for everybody. Bad. I still have to do that. Augment your Skysteel prototype types. I might just drop that quest line actually. I'll just go. Sorry to say. Can I hit him? Thank you. That's level 11 all the way up there. But we're trying to get to level 10. So. What is this then? Come to try and scare me and those poor folk all they're learning? Go on, do your worst. I'm not. Heard tales in a letter. Dear gods, it's from Oswald. Have you seen him? Is he well? It's been a long time since I wrote to you last. How have you fared since? As ever, I'm a slave to my trade, and sadly hasn't seen fit to take me to our thrilled years. I've heard it told the scum of Uda have set their sights on the silver bars. Seems beyond saving. Really, how long do you mean to linger in the horrid hovel? Remember, some birds aren't meant to be caged. Spread your wings. Wait, God, this is by far the most ridiculous letter I've ever read. And him, Adult does realize he set the feathers of a flightless bird, doesn't he? Yep, he loves her hovel. Reasonable doubt. Greasing the cogs. Wait, I like how it has the slash in it. Alright, reasonable doubt. You have the warm faith of an outsider, not like those other cogs loitering about the furs. Sure, you've seen the hammers to the east of here, or at least heard of them. Oh, a few of our workers have decided to drop in on us for a little rest and relaxation. But they're no workers, they're nothing but hired muscles sent to threaten the people of the bazaar or at our shops. Not the first time. I dare say a foreigner lad, such as yourself, you might be able to scare them off with some strong-worded doubts. Doubt. I forgot this. Doubt your face off! Your ears working? I said, oh, for it, I'm leaving, but tell her. Oh. Oh, but it is, yeah. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to check buildings on it. Oh. I was just about to leave anyway, so don't go thinking you had any part in it. Wow. Fine, I'm on my way, but telling you this ain't over. Yeah, they're all like, this isn't over yet. I can get a new. Ooh. Battlefield? Oh. Oh, wait. I'll take that. That doesn't help us. Yeah, that's a better one. Cause, what is this? Oh, yeah. Come on, don't we have anything better wise? I mean, seriously. We don't even have rings. Oh yeah, mine. That's better. Talk to me all day. Annoying as all hells. I'll give you that. Bugger this job. I'm off to find some quiet. You know, just drop kick them to the floors. Just saying. Like it would be better. That's all. Huh? Are they gone then? All of them? Well, that's illegal. He serves them right for trying to scare honest folk from their homes so their own masters could buy them. The hammers were built to pound the ground here into solid foundation. The plan is to turn these tracks into manors and mansions for the Thalatan's wealth. The same fate awaits the Silver Bazer. Since the value of the land is set to rise, small wonder some opportunities trying to drive us all off so he can have it all to himself. The Silver Bazer may not be what she used to. May not be what she used to. More people leave now than come, and more shops closed than open. But it's my home. I don't need to be chased off by some bloody billionaire craven who sends common thugs to do his dirty work. Fixing the cards. Hey there, friend. I have a sure way into some easy kill if you're interested. It won't require you to break sweat now. Not much for one. All you need to do is slay enough rusty goblins to gather 4 bottles of grease, then deliver them to a human, Hyrule, by the name of Adilard, at the hammers. Once he has the grease, he can use it to keep the hammers running. It couldn't be more simple. I'm surrounded by fools here. They detest the hammers, the new way of life they symbolize. They care only for the successes of the past, but it blinds them to the opportunities of the present. Change isn't coming, friend. It's already here. I call the Silver Bazer home for now, but I'm no lingering affection for the place. I go wherever there is skill to be gotten. Means you have no morals. That's what I just heard. Oh snap! What? It is. What level are these? 8. Level under me. Okay. Okay. Hey. Take a break. Come on. What is it? Can't you see I'm busy cleaning the sand clogs from these hammers? Gods, I'd kill for 2 bottles of grease right now. There you go. I must have sent you. Thank the gods for both of you. Long before long, these tracks will be covered with the estates of Udali and the elite. But the ground is still too loose to build upon. The hammers are pounding to make a solid foundation. Once that's done, then you'll see the structures start to rise. The buildings were planned to stretch even further to the heart of the Silver Bazer, but it seems the powers that be are being met with some local resistance. I hear some nasty Kiki-Poo holds the rights to the bulk of the land there. Stubborn to a fault, that one. Bloody thorn in the side. Good. Hi, hey, Adel. Great. You know, the spell that, useless. Wait, am I stuck? Did I just get, okay. So we gotta go all the way back. Back to the Silver Bazer. Because we'll be continuing. At least we're level 8 now. Alright, quick break. Alright. I'm gonna look up some things.